I didn't expect to speak to anybody today, but I did just hear what Alina Habba said a few moments ago about my client, Michael Cohen. I was present in the courtroom, of course, during Michael Cohen's testimony. I was in court today during I'll call him Defendant Trump's testimony. It was a circus this morning, and I just have to say briefly, Alina Habba just said that nobody should be called a liar, but it was one of the first things that she did here, is she called my client a liar, that he lied when he testified last week and a half ago. He didn't lie. He has convictions in his past, but his testimony a week and a half ago was nothing but the truth and the whole truth. I don't have anything else really to add other than, again, what happened today. She was asked to sit down. She should have sat down. Shouldn't have required the judge to say to sit down. Same with Mr. Kais, who makes the statements. It's inappropriate, and the judge doesn't stop telling them it's inappropriate, and they keep doing it anyway. So it is a small, maybe not a small maybe because it's confined to a courtroom, but it's become now this circus. It's nothing less than a circus in there. It's performative by the witness, who doesn't answer the questions, even though the judge keeps asking him to answer the questions. It's unfortunate that the cameras aren't in the courtroom. Y'all would have seen what was going on there.
She said his client folded. What was your reaction to that?
I don't think he folded at all. He was very forthright, and he explained why in the past he had made the statements he did to the criminal court judge, and he made his statements here. There was no folding at all. Actually, if you want me to get into it, I don't think you do.
Sir, can you say spell your name for it?
Sure, it's Jeffrey, Jeffrey, middle initial K, and last name Levine. I represent Mr. Cohen in this matter. I've represented Mr. Cohen since he was unlawfully remanded back to Otisville. I was the lawyer present with him. And we represent a case now right here in the 2nd District after his case was dismissed against Donald Trump and Bill Barr and others for the unlawful remand back to Otisville. So we hope that the Second Circuit will reverse that determination. Any other questions? You know what?
I do want you to get into it. You said you don't want to get into it. I want you to get into it.
I'll get into it. Let me answer your question first. Am I going back in? You know what? My admission fee is used up for the circus for the day. So no, I've seen enough for the morning. I think it'll be the same. The only thing I think that could happen, either today or if the case continues till tomorrow with this witness, is if the lawyers keep going the way they're going to go, and in particular Chris Kais, and I don't know him personally, but I've seen the behavior. He's a Florida lawyer. He was admitted at the discretion of Judge Engeron. He could have that revoked if he persists, and he got that gag order last week when he was out of order. So that's something. I don't think money is going to make the difference for this judge. So no, I'm not going to go back. I've seen enough. As far as getting into it, so there was testimony with my client, and the defense showed testimony from the Senate Intelligence Committee, which had been declassified or was not originally open to the public and then became open, and the question was taken out of context. And so when Mr. Cohen answered the question, he answered it narrowly to that, and everybody ran out of the courtroom to make statements that he had folded or the case is over. And that's when Cliff Robert made his motion to dismiss, and that was denied. On redirect by the Attorney General's office, that statement, that narrow, out-of-context statement, was clarified. And it was basically, the question was something like, did Donald Trump or Alan Weisselberg direct you or tell you to do the financial statements? And the answer was, to the Senate Intelligence Committee, something along the lines of, not that I recall, no. But then if you read the next few sentences in that testimony, the answer was right there. Donald Trump doesn't really just do that. He speaks in code, etc., etc. So I don't think Michael Cohen folded at all. Actually, I think he honestly answered something, and he hadn't seen that transcript ever, but he knew the testimony somewhat from years earlier. So I think Michael did a fine job